Yeah, baby! Woo! We actually got the Plat 5, baby. My little gear man is going insane. Anyway, let's get into the deck profile. Oh man, this deck is a mess. I just thought of something else as I'm opening it. I really should be putting Dogmatica punishments in here. These weren't in the list, obviously, just yet, so I'll just take them out for now. But anyway, let's look at the list and where I chose to play the cards that I'm playing. We're going to start with Dark Magician at 2. I still was kind of happy to just play it at 2. If I ever really needed it, I was able to get it either through Apprentice, or like half the time I would just use Magician Souls and summon Dark Magician. So anyway, 2 Dark Magician felt fine. Next card, Magician Souls. You gotta play it at 3. Greatest card in the deck, really. Like, really helps just set up everything. The extra draws you can get off it too, always nice. Magician's Rod, once again, another fat 3. You love to see him all the time. You really just want to see him. I got 3 shiny ones, so I got to play the 3 to flex. 3 Ash Blossom. Yeah, Ash is just a generic good hand trap. Like, play it. You get one basically for free with that 10-pack thing in the shop. If you haven't seen it, please go get that. You'll get an Ash, and I think you get 10 packs for about 750 gems. It's pretty worth it. Dark Magician Girl, still playing her at 1 just to get those extra draws off Soul Servant. And, you know, she's really good with Salvation to just keep coming back. But yeah, she's okay. I wish we didn't really have to play her, but I feel like we still kind of do. Apprentice Illusion Magician. Now, this lady has been putting in a lot of work. I don't really like playing her in Modern DM. But remember, we're in Master Duel. We don't have Dragoon. We don't have Anaconda. Well, we have Anaconda, but, like, no Dragoon, so what's the point? So, basically, I cut the Magicalized Fusion stuff from my previous build. I cut Anaconda because it's a 1, and I instead chose to focus on Pot of Extravagance. We'll get to it in 1 sec. We're just going to go through the last 2 cards here. Magician of Dark Illusion. Kind of my 3rd copy of Dark Magician, but it also is like better in the hand, you know, it's less of a brick, kind of. It just works really well with stuff like Torrential, stuff like Skill Drain, Lost Wind, the Solums, Eternal Soul. Like, you can flip anything, even Soul Servant, flip Soul Servant in the opponent's turn. Cool, now I can summon out Magician of Dark Illusion. And the second effect to help summon a Dark Magician from grave when you use a spell trap is good because you can make a rank 7, which you can see we have a lot of. We'll get to them soon. Dark Magic Attack at 1. I still don't really like this in the deck, and yet I'm still playing it. Well, why is that? Well, I figured you can search it off Eternal Soul. I'm going for a more control, slow-based deck. I actually have time to use this card, and it's not that troll. It definitely would be in the side deck. Like, if we had side decks, this would be in the side, for sure. Anyway, Pot of Extrav. This is the main card, the main addition to this deck that has been saving my ass. So I was watching my homie Lewis play Altergeist. They play Pot of Extrav, and I went, you know what? They play a control spellcaster deck. I want to draw 2 as well. And don't worry, I thought all the same things. I'm like, oh, Pot of Extrav, it clashes with Soul Servant, it clashes with Magician Souls. But you know what? It doesn't. Because you activate it at the start of your main phase 1, you banish 6, and you try to draw 2. If your opponent ashes you there, fine. You can now resolve your Rod Search, resolve your Soul Servants, resolve all the rest of the draw effects you have, like Magician Souls and whatnot. And if they don't ash you, well, cool, you have 2+ cards to play with. Even better, you now have a 6-card hand going first. So what's nutty about Pot of Extrav is it really baits the Ash for you. So it just always seems to do its job for me. You know, you either bait that Ash, or you literally just get to play the rest of your hand out for free. So far, I really like Pot of Extrav. I wouldn't play it in Modern Dark Magician, but because we're on Master Duel, because we've got stupid shit like Skill Drain at 3, I think it's just a thing you can do. Now, a better option I want to suggest is Upstart. Upstart Golem is more traditional for Dark Magician. It just works better, in my opinion. The problem is Upstart's an ultra rare. If you look at my gems, I have no ultra rare gems left. Couple of super rares. Super rares I can make. Ultra rares are super hard to get gems for, right? I think everyone knows that. They're the expensive ones. So basically, Pot of Extrav was the MVP of this deck. It just did a lot of work, guys. I don't know what else to say. I used to play Desires back in the day with everything at 3, and I thought that worked okay. But I do like the Extrav. The Extrav works nice. A lot of the times when you would like draw, say, into Soul Servant of Extrav, it was still fine because you could use Soul Servant to stack, and you use Soul Servant at later turns to draw. And normally, those later turns do happen in Master Duel Ranked. 1, because everyone's just not as good as regular Yu-Gi-Oh players. 2, people just don't have the cards. And 3, this back row will protect you. Like, we have the back row, we have Skill Drain at 3, like, we normally get to survive more than 1 turn in Master Duel. It's really nice. So moving on, we have Magician's Salvation, which essentially is literally here to just set Eternal Soul and then trigger Dark Magician Go to come back to the field a bunch, or Dark Magician or vice versa. They just work together, so it's cool. Circle at 2, it's fine. Never missed a 3. I like it at 2 in a pure build. Like, you know, in modern Dark Magician, I play these cards at 1. I play Eternal Soul at 1. I play Circle at 1. That's because we play Dragoon Turbo nowadays. But in Master Duel, we don't have that luxury. So 2 Circle, 2 Eternal Soul, because the recurring Dark Magician Banish is our main play here. Soul Servant at 3. I still think it's the best spell in the deck. Even without Dragoon, even without Anaconda turboing our bricks to the grave turn 1. Soul Servant's still the best spell in our deck, I want to say. So I'm playing it at 3. 1 Secrets, you know what I think about this card. I hate this card. But it does have its merit in this deck. It does help us summon the Dark Magicians. And I've only summoned Dark Magician the Dragon Knight like literally once. But most of the time I'm just summoning this because it's so generic. I wish they made Dark Magician the Dragon Knight a little more generic, but whatever. Onto the traps, we've got Torrential Tribute at 3. This is an absolute blowout card. So many times people would just overextend and like summon all their dudes, and I'm just like, cool, Torrential. I'm like, that's the turn done. If you have Eternal Soul, Circle, Dark Magician, you can trigger Torrential for free all the time, and then you can Chain Rod, tribute the Dark Magician, like, oh, it's just nutty. 1 Lost Wind. I was playing 2. I literally just cut 1 for some Floodgates, which we'll get into in a bit. Lost World's pretty good, like, it's a rare, and that's the thing. A lot of the cards in this deck are still budget cards. I will make a budget guide soon on like what you can craft early to get you through. Because I've found those guys really helpful, like these pictures I found, and I'll share them with you guys. The one free Solemn Judgment, free. You could buy it if you bought the pack in the shop. It was like you get 750 gems, you get 10 packs and a Solemn Judgment for free. Guys, go get it. It's really good. You get Judgment. Fantastic. I managed to pull a Solemn Warning from one of my Master Duel packs at some point, and I was like, cool, so I'm playing one of them. 1 Rivalry of the Warlords. I just crafted this. I was going to craft double Gozen, and then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go 1 Gozen, 1 Rivalry, and you know what? So far, they're going okay. And by going okay, I mean I literally haven't seen them yet. I just put them in, and then I've hit plat, so they've done nothing. Here's the card that's done it all. Between Extrav and this card, this is the reason why I'm winning. Skill Drain. We literally bring the game state to a degenerate point, and we just slow down the entire game to a point where everyone's got vanilla monsters, and we say, we play Dark Magician, vanilla beatdown. Me summon Dark Magician of Eternal Soul, activate Circle, Unga Bunga. So yeah, we're going very caveman. Can we get some skills down in the chat, please? And the last trap, is Eternal Soul, of course. We're playing 2. I think that's a good number. I don't think you need 3. I don't think you need 3 Circle either. When you do need these cards and you've used both, you can recycle them with Soul Servant, which is really nice. The only case in which that wouldn't work is if they both got banished, and I don't think that really will come up, so don't worry about it. Alright, going on to the extra deck, we've got Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight, and the Dark Magicians. They're both pretty good. I would put more of them in here because I'm playing Extrav. I just don't own them yet. You'll literally see I own 1 of each. Because I did dust a lot of them but start thinking I wouldn't need any more. And ironically, I do wish I had them now. But playing Extrav was a last minute decision. Like, I only made that, like, somewhere in the middle of gold just because I was like, I want draw power. I want a card to bait Ash. So Extrav's doing his job. Anyway, moving on. Narito, the Moral Leader. This card is great if you manage to have Magician Souls and Apprentice Illusion in your hand. You can use Magician Souls to summon Dark Magician Girl, and then you can discard a random card and summon Apprentice. Link it to Narito. Cool, you've got a spell Trap Negation that can also rank up into Ebon, which can detach to summon out Dark Magician. But then that can also overlay into Zeus after you've attacked. And cool, Zeus is just a really good blowout card. It's won me a lot of games as well. It is at 1, and we are playing Extrav. If you see it, you see it. If you don't banish it, fantastic. If you do, whatever, move on. Find a new win con. Skill Drain normally. Find Skill Drain. So yeah, we kind of skipped over Big Eye. Big Eye's won me 1 game. I've only summoned it once, and it won me that game against Blue Eyes. Still Blue Eyes. Great. 3k damage. Huge. Summon a Dark Magician, win. Easy. So Big Eye's just a really nice, like, it won't come up every game. But I'm telling you, like, when it does come up, it's huge. It's massive. Good card. Ebon Illusion Magician. I just got 3 in here because it's a rare once again, and I've opened so many. So I can afford to play 3 with Extrav. You know, normal deck without Extrav, guys, you'd only play like 1. Just putting that out there. In an Extrav extra deck, you have to play multiples of the important cards. Unfortunately, I'm not doing that for some of them, but that's just because I don't own them. So anyway, 3 Ebon is good because it's cheap, so cool. Red Eyes Flare Metal. This card has won me so many games on ladder and in general. Like, I love this card. If you're ahead in the game by life points, and you have 2 level 7s, great, you make this, and you just force the opponent to be on a timer. It's like, hi, you need to negate this monster or destroy it, not by card effect though, only by battle, because it can't be destroyed by card effect, unless they negate it and then do it. But anyway, the point is you put them on a timer to say you only have such and such number of effects until you burn yourself to death. And it's a really good card to apply pressure, and it can't be destroyed by card effects. So like, they pop your Eternal Soul, they burn for 500, and then they're like, why did Flare Metal not die? It happens so many times, guys. People are like, I know what to do against this deck. You know, nuke Eternal Soul, they nuke the board. Yup, and Flare Metal just sits there like, I don't care. Flare Metal, good card. I really like Flare Metal. Zeus, we already spoke about. Good card. I'd play more if I could, but it's at 1. Link Spider. I have this from the Link starter deck, and it is putting in work. I love it. That's the reason I picked that starter deck, just to get this Link Spider. I would be playing more of it, but you get 3 Imdoc from doing the World Chalice storyline, so I'll put that in my guide later for building Dark Magician on a budget. Don't craft your Imdocs. Someone messaged me saying like, oh, I already crafted mine, and I was like, bruh, they give them to you for free. 3 of them. So yeah, the 3 Imdocs really good here because I'm playing Extrav, so you could think of it as like these are Link Spiders as well, kind of. So, you know, they're situationally different, but they're pretty much the same purpose, cycling that DM to the grave. So it's great that I have 4 targets, basically, to link DM into, even though I'm playing Extrav. Like, I really like that. The 1 Artemis, I do kind of want to craft another just because of Extrav. Artemis for Rod is just so perfect. They're a match made in heaven. And basically, the normal players, you summon Rod, turn 1. Rod will search you whatever, normally Soul Servant, but it could be anything. And then you're going to link Rod into Artemis just to get it off the field. That way, next turn, when you flip your Soul Servant or your Skill Drain or your Eternal Soul, anything, you can activate Rod in grave, tributing a spellcaster on field. It's normally going to be this Artemis, and add Rod back to your hand. Now, if you do have Eternal Soul Dark Magician, you can skip that step entirely. You can link Rod into Artemis and leave Artemis on the field, and then go Eternal Soul, summon out Dark Magician, tribute the Dark Magician, add Rod back to hand. The reason wanting you to do that and keep Artemis is because, well, you're going to summon that Dark Magician back again on your next turn, so you may as well just get rid of the infinite resource, right? But let's say you have 2 Dark Magician in grave, or 1 in hand, 1 in grave. Well, in that case, you might want to make a rank 7 play, so don't do what I just said, and still tribute the Artemis, add the Rod back, and yeah, summon the Dark Magician, leave him on the field, and then on your next turn, you can Eternal Soul again, summon Dark Magician, and then you can make a rank 7 from there. So it all depends, like, a lot of what you do depends on your hand and your grave and all that jazz, you know. There's linear plays in this deck, but there's also some convoluted plays. Let's finish off with Avramax. I'm not quite sure why this is still in here. It should be out. Like, there's no real way to make this, since it needs to be made off 2 monsters special summon from the extra deck, and I just looked at it in my last duel and was like, why did I leave this in here? Like, I'll never make this. So the only way I could make this is if I summon, like, Xyz, Fusions, and Links, and then made it, like... Normally you want to make 2 Link 2s and go into it, or a Link 3 and a Link 1. And before I was playing the Gaia Link 3, which is bad, I should be playing Selene, but I, once again, can't afford to craft it. I should have access code, but I can't afford to craft it. So what I think I might do in the next couple of days is make a list of what your deck should look like, because this is definitely not it. But I wanted to share with you guys the deck that got me to Plat. Not to say that that is too impressive. Honestly, guys, getting to Plat is not that hard, so go out and do it yourself, please. Go out, grind the duels, do what you want. You don't have to play Pot of Extrav. I just decided I wanted extra draw power, and it's working out great. I'm really impressed, to be honest. But yeah, thank you for joining me on another Dark Magician deck profile. I have more content coming very soon, but I desperately need to sleep. My head is killing me, and oh lord, I love this game, and I love Dark Magician, but oh lord, I need to take a break. Anyway, have a good night, guys. See you later.